Good day to you all. My name is Dr. Saibal Guham. There are many myths and facts about ADHD. Let us discuss them today and check for their validities. Then we can form a better understanding about this issue, which complicates many lives. Findings from neuroscience, brain imaging, and clinical research have dramatically changed the old understanding of ADHD as essentially a behavioral disorder. This is a quote from Thomas E. Brown. Let us deal with the myths. The first myth: ADHD is predominantly a behavioral problem in children. We must all know that ADHD is a spectrum illness and is present throughout the lifespan. ADHD affects complex brain operations and need robust self-management technique. A myth: ADHD is an executive function and focus related problem. Executive function issues and attention span problems are situations dependent on ADHD. There is of course an on-off focus issues. We must know that there is variability in manifestation depending on strong personal preferences. Another myth: ADHD starts in childhood and shows throughout life. This is quite not true. ADHD symptoms can manifest in adolescent or adulthood also. This of course depends on brain maturity, your intelligence, and challenges to exec function. Let us talk about this myth. High IQ protects against ADHD. To be honest, IQ has no direct relationship with ADHD and its management. ADHD symptoms obviously can be managed much better with high IQ if the ADHD component is treated properly. We know that ADHD symptoms, manifestation, and management can be buffered by IQ. Let us discuss this myth. Emotions are not involved in ADHD. Emotions and its regulatory mechanisms are often important in ADHD, as most have issues with emotional dysregulation. We know that sensitivity and emotional inhibition are core ADHD issues. Another myth: ADHD is a prefrontal problem. We must know this, that ADHD is a result of dysfunction of multiple brain areas. Prefrontal cortex is the predominant area. ADHD also involves the parietal lobe, cerebellum, basal ganglia, and white matter tracts. Consider this myth: ADHD results from chemical imbalance in the brain. This is not true. The primary problem is related to chemicals manufactured, released, and reloaded at the level of synapses, the junctions between specific networks of neurons that manage the overall brain management system. Let us consider this myth: ADHD and autism are completely different disorders. Research has, however, demonstrated that many individuals with ADHD have significant traits related to autism spectrum disorders, and that many diagnosed with disorders on the spectrum also perhaps meet criteria for ADHD. Multiple studies have also shown that ADHD medications can help alleviate ADHD and autism spectrum disorder symptoms. Here is another myth: ADHD medications don't improve executive functioning. Studies and clinical trials have shown that ADHD medications give the following benefits to some children and adults, like improving working memory, classroom behavior, the motivation to execute tasks, and to persist in solving problems. It also minimizes boredom, distractibility when doing tasks, and emotional outbursts, increases test performance, rates of graduation, and other achievements which can have lasting effects. ADHD unfortunately crosscuts other disorders and causes significant comorbidities. For example, ASD, learning disorders, personality issues, depression, and anxiety. ADHD is like the problem in a computer's operating system, which is quite essential for the functioning of many computers' internal operations. We hope that ongoing research and further understanding in the field of ADHD will definitely dispel many such myths and lead to a stronger focus on the management of ADHD across the lifespan. If you are concerned, please contact your doctor to seek a referral if the ADHD-like symptoms are a botheration for you. The management of this condition definitely will improve every aspect of your life. I believe change your thoughts and you will change your life. Hey guys, have a wonderful day.